You find yourself overwhelmed by reminiscence. Not for your own memories, but for someone else's. There's almost too much to process, so many trace, random thoughts spilling like so much black blood. It is not simply a retelling of someone's life, which implies some level of separation, but instead it is another person's life. All of their feelings and fears, their wisdom and ignorance, and the entirety of their incomplete life perspective coexisting with your own, if only for a moment. Show your mind is reeling from it all. It simultaneously feels like your body is floating, and yet also being pressed down on by stone slabs. Movement seems like an impossibility, so all you can do is wait and feel. Slowly, the mental tempest declines as the store of memories grows smaller and smaller until only a handful remain. These last few are the thoughts of a dying woman, the regrets she ponders during her final moments. A young girl, no older than 10, cannot bring herself to scrub the floors of the mansion she once called home. The water has blistered her fingers, but it is the pain of the memories that stings. A lost family, a home stolen out from under her, and walls that no longer protect her from misfortune. There is more than just sadness that marks this memory, however. This was the birthing point of purpose in the young girl's life. Sadness had risen to her every day since the death of her father, and she was unable to stand any more of it. So she trained. She learned discipline, she taught herself to hide her true feelings, and most importantly, she learned to make herself useful. To be stuck in the city beneath the lake brought her no joy, but it did bring her opportunity. While learning her father's sword technique was no easy task, learning the shamisen turned out to be quite effortless for her, and her efforts certainly didn't go unnoticed. The serving girl shamisen became the talk of the town. She was undoubtedly talented after all. She could string melodies that would reach the most jaded of hearts and impress the most lofty of critics. Crowds cheered her name, adoration was showered upon her, and her former master became her patron. But most importantly, playing the shamisen brought solace to her. But such solace could not last, for deep in her heart the girl still yearned for the hilt of a sword and the comfort of her true home. And with her new success it had finally seemed to be in reach once again. She felt the excitement of having crawled her way back from the mud, with plenty of patrons and fame to once more embark upon her true path. And yet, her growth and climb turned out to be things given to her with expectations attached. The moment she veered from the path of the entertainer, she saw the true hearts of others. The adoration of the crowd quickly turned to vitriol in an entertainer who'd grown so vain as to reach beyond her lot in life. Her supposedly supportive patron grew pensive with her coins. After all, why would a patron want to free her most profitable piece of livestock? With all of her support gone, the girl had two choices: to get back in line, or to pursue her family's legacy undaunted. Yuko got back in line. She knew there was no point in trying after all. Her dojo and mansion was under the thumb of the one who owned her, and she was not affluent enough to start her own from scratch. It would only have accomplished her scrubbing the floors for the rest of her life, but she had already seen the true hearts of her supposed supporters. When their hushed disdain and jealousy returned to smiles, Yuko remembered their true heart. Their siren song of support wouldn't entrap her again, and neither would her patron's abuse go unpunished. They were all, the lot of them, a bunch of conniving liars. She would no longer be taken in by police for second chances. And with the powers granted to her, she could render judgment herself, couldn't she? Couldn't she? Her reasoning, her resolve, it all felt so hollow.
Hey, kiddo!
But, she, snaps back to, whoa, where? She looks up and around. She looks over to Yuko immediately.
Yuko lies dead on the floor.
Oh. She sits up, thinks. She doesn't actually. Sho's killed a lot of people in the past. This is the first time that she is left completely unsure of what to do.
Hey, talk to me. What's going on in your head?
I don't know. For a moment I saw it. I saw everything that happened to her. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do.
Muru actually plops down and hugs her. It's gonna be okay.
She's looking at the ground, eyes twitching back and forth, just trying to process all the new information that's been added to her head.
Across from you, Sumie seems horrified at something. She steps forward, goes to Sho, and she just gives Sho a big hug. There's something there. Sho, you feel... Oh, right. You feel the membrane peeling back. You feel as though you were not alone in that journey.
Oh, fuck. She looks up at Sumie and just, like, mouths sorry. She can't really force the air through her lungs at this point.
She just grabs tightly around your kimono and sobs lightly into your chest. For a little bit, she just sits like that. And eventually, she kind of like... Her grip slightly lightens, and she sits up just a little. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to see. I didn't...
Cho sort of shakes her head. I didn't either. I think... She stands up, like, starting to, like... The world's stopping spinning. And she takes, like, one really uneasy step. I think we need to go, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you all right?
No. No. But I think it would be better to be not all right anywhere else rather than not all right here.
Yeah.
So...
Here, okay. Buru picks up both of these small jellyfish people in his arms. Okay, you two are not in a state to be running. Let me take care of that for you, okay?
She protests lightly as she's lifted up.
Buru, like, looks down and actually has a pretty serious look. Let me help you.
She goes slack.
Good. Alright, we need to get the hell out of here right now. Because, Hideo, you didn't happen to give that book to the magistrate, did you? You did?
Oh no, I didn't make it to her.
Oh shit. Okay, well, we should leave now then. Maybe leave the book behind so that... Yep.
I take it out, put it next to the body, and
God, this feels like we're planting evidence, but
we are.
Hold on.
It's not made up. It's not false evidence. We're just planting actual evidence.
Like with both jellyfish people in his arms, Buru like lightly kicks the sword closer to her. Like she was armed. Like I need to make sure that's very apparent.
Oh my god.
This isn't my first rodeo.
You grab these two and start heading to the door quickly. Junior, what are you doing?
He stands contemplatively over the body for a few moments and kind of like wonders what exactly Sho saw. Picks up the Nagikasa and dips it in wherever the blood is blackest, like dipping a quill pen.
Mm.
And he in front of the body is going to paint on the straw mat a little eulogy for her.
Oh,
He lets kind of
You
like
do so.
replaces the Nagikasa on his back. The first adherent of the painter's blade. May she find rest.
You all take steps to the garden. The water clicks against the koi pond. The fountain once again dips.
Sho's just making noise. Like light noise.
yeah, you're gonna be okay. I don't precisely know what happened.
You round the corner, and you see a bunch of palace retainers. Not armored, not the full-on guards, but just simple kept retainers. On the other end, you see a rather dazed, dizzy Yumihime moving through. What? What has happened? Where is... She kind of rubs her head. Where is Sasana? Where is Yuko?
I don't know where he is, but, Yuko is the reason for everything that's happened here recently. And she's been dealt with.
What? Excuse me? What are you talking about? Do you mean to tell me that you've been sent on some assassination when I lured you into my house as guests? Why didn't you let me take care of it?
Ooh, wow, yikes. Okay.
Oh.
I guess
She was going to do something real bad to the city tomorrow, involving a lot of the yokai. It was best this be handled as quietly as possible.
What? What do you...
We say looking at the chaos, like all the broken walls.
Well, that certainly did fail. You've ruined my castle. Mr. Junior, can I expect to be recompensed for this?
If money is what you desire, then you shall have it. That is...
She, nods.
He motions for the goon squad to stand aside.
But one of them does, like, oh, fuck, you look serious as shit. She steps forward confidently. With recompense, and she contemplates. What was she doing?
You will find a full explanation in her journal. I don't care to provide it to you.
She looks kind of dourly at you. And this will be prevented.
already is, I guess.
It
should be.
It has been dealt with, and several of my friends wish to be elsewhere. So we will be leaving now.
Very well. She turns. Grab me whatever journal he's talking about, and you, go bury the body behind the building. She turns to the other. Make sure everyone's calm outside. This doesn't have to get out. She turns around. You may leave. She steps past and moves around back to the dojo, and these people are kind of, okay.
Buru leans over to Junya. Do you think she really deserves a grave behind the shed? If you want, I can go grab her and we can give her a proper burial. Up to you.
If you think you can do it without causing a scene, then yes, I think so.
Yeah. Here, kiddos, just a second. I'll be right back. I'm really sorry. And he just, gently sets them down. Oh shit, she went that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Baru goes this way instead.
You see these two guards kind of approaching. They head on inside of the dojo as well. Baru, you head inside. You notice the inside, these two soldiers kind of... One moves forward and grabs a journal, and the other kind of dips forward and kind of picks up the body a bit. Give me that. She takes the journal.
Excuse me. We were hoping we could provide Yuko with a proper burial instead of behind a shed.
She turns to you again. I don't think that's quite possible.
And why is that precisely?
You understand that this is an incident. Yuko is directly a champion of me, and if it gets out that she was doing something illegal or something to harm the people of this city, that negatively reflects me. So, an unmarked gray is the only thing that she needs right now.
So I guess you're welcome for doing it quietly then. Because we could have made this a lot more public, and your entire ceremony could have been a bit of a bloodbath. So you're welcome.
And I do appreciate it, which is why I'm letting you all go without a problem. Yuko will simply have disappeared, or perhaps been assassinated. I'll think out the reason later, but for now, we need to get her away from here. We need to fix things up.
Well, my friends and I are leaving your humble city tonight. We'll take the body, and we'll bury it somewhere far away. Buru kind of like looks around. This is a really nice castle.
That it is.
I was curious. Is this yours, or did you buy it, or what's the history of this place? Looks expensive.
She looks a little narrowly at your eyes. Yes, we did get it after the previous owner passed away with no lineage to inherit at the time.
Really? Interesting.
Yes.
Can I do Ledger Keeper to kind of determine, like, to guesstimate how she might have gotten her money, and if maybe there's some economic connection of maybe they killed the original owner and took this place?
Okay, you can make a connection there. You pull out a little ledger book full of money and you start calculating. What are you doing, sir?
Oh, just a little simple math. I may look like a simple guy, but I'm actually pretty good with numbers. Now, based on the size of this establishment, and curious, very curious how there wouldn't be any lineage to follow it, I'd find that rather shocking to see a bloodline just suddenly end, especially recently enough for someone as young as you to purchase, not to mention the finances required to purchase said location. Unless, looks at Yuko. Oh dear.
Oh dear what? Yuko's parents died in the war.
Yeah, but, what about her mom?
Her mother passed away. An unfortunate cold. And she looks at you for a little while and sees your stare, and there's no proof of the otherwise.
Really? I don't know. Numbers talk, and numbers can get people to talk. All I'm asking, lady, is a body. That's it.
She stops for a moment and just kind of freezes up a little bit. Take it. Take it, fine. You, take it. Just take it. If I hear anything about this getting out again, I will send Sasano after you.
You're gonna send an old man to get me?
Another older man.
Old man. I have other ways. She just kind of starts walking out. Just get out of here. Leave town. You're not allowed back at the festival.
Boo-hoo.
She leaves the room with her guards and storms off.
Buru just picks at the body.
Too bad it was a sad song.
Once more, after the night passes, you begin to head out. Moving across, you rather wordlessly and severely grab your things and begin departing once more. This place, this city left behind you, your task done. As you prepare to depart, you grab your things, grab your cart, and you begin to kind of ponder on this place rather dejectedly as you leave, talk to the guards, and the guards at the front, not having been informed of anything about your actions yet, simply seem to let you go. The palace seems a little too busy to deal with you right now. So, with that, you begin. You're embarking from the city. As you depart, however, there is someone outside who seems to meet you before you leave. As you leave the town, taking steps, the guards clearing you, you stumble off almost a little wordlessly. Except, you hear a voice. Hey there! What are you all doing out so late at night?
Oh, hell yeah! My boy! Show immediately perks up, actually, seeing Hojo over there. Oh, hey.
Just burying a body.
I mean, yeah, that's actually what we're doing. What are you doing out here?
Well, I just heard a little commotion. I saw a rather angry prostitute run out a window without any hair, so I assumed things had gotten a little serious. But I think I might skip town now. If she's working for them, I don't want to be here. God. He kind of says, you notice a box sitting in between the rock and the shrub there, as he kind of rests his feet on it as he rests there. So, he kind of clears his throat slightly before turning again and speaking to you. It's a little late outside, don't you think?
Sho looks at him and goes, ah!
Getting better, kid. Anyways, if you're leaving early, don't worry. I'm gonna follow my end of the bargain before I skip town. I've actually got a few other my kind working on it. We're gonna get it all sorted out.
Her eyes light up.
There's about 20 of us in town now.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. He kind of sits a moment. Did everything go well? Doesn't seem like it.
As well as we could have hoped.
No, it went well, actually. Sho nods. It's weird. She seems more forthcoming, almost. Like, there's fewer pauses and, furrowed brows. She does take a step forward and starts to shuffle around in her, kimono. She reaches out and pulls out the severed head of one of the old man yokai. Not the neck,
Yikes!
just the head.
Oh, one of those bastards!
She tosses it over. Do you want it?
Oh, yeah.
Free
It's still
head!
a little
Hey.
alive. It was biting at me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this guy. I'm gonna plant him inside. I think if I plant him in the ground, he'll come back to life. Then I can talk to him.
Oh, one more thing. Reaches back into her
Yeah.
kimono, pulls out a pepper.
I don't want that. Get that away from me.
No, I hate this. Yeah, no. She puts it back. I'm just curious. It's... What you are and aren't interested is frankly fascinating to me.
I know a guy for peppers.
I was about to say, it's kind of a shame we're going to be missing the festival, but if you're still upholding your end of the bargain, maybe we'll be able to see it from over here.
I think so. Let's see. Well, that's tomorrow, unfortunately, but I'll tell you what. I'm gonna throw a few fireworks for you before you leave. Just normal ones. All right?
Show beams.
Keep your eyes peeled back to town by the time you reach River. I think I'll be able to get it there by that point. He kind of snaps up, holds his box again. And speaking of the river, you might be able to see something pretty interesting. So enjoy your day! He grabs the box and starts walking past.
Show.
It was a pleasure meeting all of you. Especially you, kiddo. He kind of walks by Sumie, who kind of just nods silently.
You notice as Hojo leaves, Sho is bowing for the first time.
He turns back. I don't deserve that one, kid. Save it for a noble.
I don't want to give it to a noble.
Yeah, that's my show. Yeah. Oh, Sumie, you certainly handled that jump a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
We should hit the road.
Yeah, we should go.
You all once more depart, leaving Hojo, the town, the performers, and everything else you experience at the festival. Leaving the home of Yuko behind, you once more depart. The silence doesn't seem to be as strong this time as you all depart, your heads raised. You do still have a job to do after all. And yet, this is not all the town is for you. As you depart, you are given one last gift. You all move forward, and moving through the woods, you find your way to that same step bridge, except this time it is held elaborate. Thousands of glowing sparks dance across the surface. You hold yourself. The sight is truly beautiful. You look, all of you staring as these floating forms, all of them resplendent. These are core spirits at their truest form. They dance across the water, reflective, and as you turn, you hear a sound, cracking like gunfire, except no. Fireworks blow across the city, and the core spirits seem to vibrate slightly, moving around at the sound. They dance across the water in a glorious, resplendent glow. One of them pops outside of the lantern and lands in front of Sumie, before kind of pattering away. It seems, just by the presence, it seemed to have found peace and moved on. Sumie kind of looks at it, disappearing on her hand, and kind of holds herself firm. As you move forward and closer, the spirit's still moving. Sumie kind of looks down at it and just holds herself still for a moment. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
What for?
for just helping me out with all of this and for doing this for everyone. Just, I don't think it's fair, kind of. But she kind of moves a bit forward and kind of like grabs at one of these again. I felt and saw a lot of that show. I know what happened. She really didn't. She didn't do the right thing, but she didn't. A lot of terrible things happened.
Show slowly nods.
But I don't think you were wrong for what you did, though. I think in that last moment, when she was fighting you, I don't think she was sad. I don't even think she was too angry. I think she had finally gotten something she actually wanted. Maybe. The lanterns catch the light as the firefly-looking spirits dance once more across the water. Do you think this would be a good spot? Here near the river?
Looks back over at Buru.
Yeah, I think she would.
Baru just kind of plops the cart down, goes around the back and finds the body and very, very carefully pulls it out and makes his way over.
You, with the help of Buru, Sho, and anyone else who wants to help, you dig up a hole, raised above the ground so that it won't be so washed away by the river, yet still a bit out of the way. An unmarked grave, but one on the side of a river. A grave for someone who will never be found again, yet will at least have a peaceful place to stay. Place to stay outside of the view of others, and a place to live in peace and finally gain their resting days. You, in that moment, put the grave in, cover up the mound, and place it down.
Buru reaches behind his back and pulls out the instrument that Yuko had been using.
I feel like it's only appropriate that, she have this.
And he hands it over to Sho.
If you'd have the honors.
She delicately takes it, and then, very lightly, you've never seen Sho do anything this delicately before, places it in the ground as a tombstone on the side of the river.
You do so. The shamisen sits upright, leaning against kind of the rock but also the dirt, planted deeply. It simply sits here as well. She really didn't want any of this, but in the end she did let herself kind of... No. I feel pity, but I don't feel sad. It could have been avoided, but she tried to kill those people. And
She'll actually has sort of a smile around her, a smile on her face. She takes a step around the grave, stands next to Sumie, and actually, almost like Buru did before, sort of tussles her hair? Close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She goes, yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I guess on the other side of this, she looks over at Sumie. You really are like you're like everybody else at the shrine. You're like family to me. And I think you've got some of your big sister's problems too. I was talking to those hummingbirds earlier. I'd heard you'd been with the snail and now you're with the jellyfish. I thought you might have a home with them, but you're really caught up in the stories of other people, you know that? She sort of grins at her. What you did back there was just as important as what we did.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you're right. I think I feel that. She kind of stands a bit, moving a bit extra up to the edge of the river. She kind of looks back and then kind of turns around. The lights of the river seem to flash, flowing behind her. Flowers growing next to it simply flow in the night sky. She stands and looks forward, Her eyes closed, she holds herself firm, standing tall. Yeah. I don't need to do any of this. I keep running around trying to join these places, these churches, but that's not for me. I think I'm just embroiling myself in other people's business a bit too much, am I? I don't think I need to do that anymore. I've got some talking, I've got some experience now, and more importantly than that, I saw how sad she looked. She held herself back because she didn't feel like she could do it by herself. She didn't have the confidence. Sume kind of stands, arcing her back up. Well, I've got the confidence. I can do it. And she moves. Sho, you see a familiar thing happen. Something that you did a long time ago.
Aww.
Hell yes!
Oh.
Her hair turns a vibrant red. A confident glare on her face. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become a merchant. It's not smart. It's not a good decision. I'm probably gonna be sleeping on streets and on straw mattresses for a while. But at least I'll be able to see the world. At least I'll be able to do what I want to do. I'm not gonna have any regrets. It'll be, even if I have to crawl my way across the floor, I'm not gonna be sad like her. I'm not gonna make myself just... I don't want to be a bastard.
Sho genuinely laughs. Of course, it'd be better if you didn't have to do all that, but I think we've all been there. Looks over at Junya. Most of us have been there.
No. There's nothing at all wrong with the floor and the straw mattress. Some people, that's the right for them.
Buru looks down at this brand new pink jellyfish and pats her on the shoulder.
I think that's a wonderful idea, and I think maybe to help you get some basic finances,
he reaches into his black ledger that you've seen multiple times, flips through a few pages, and pulls out a small, honestly overly folded scroll, and then hands it to her.
That's the deed to my land.
What?
Sell it, make it your home, whatever, but it should give you at least a nice start to being a merchant.
She's surprised, taken aback. But and you notice for a split second, she kind of gets bashful. She doesn't really know how to handle that. She kind of, are you sure? I mean, it's yours, right? Don't you want to be able to go back to it?
It was, but now it's yours. You stuck your neck out for us. Don't think I didn't notice.
He gives her a little punch in the shoulder and is like, sorry, you're
Gives
small.
her a little punch in the shoulder. Falls into the
At 1 HP, she dies.
Don't think I didn't notice. You took a lot of risks to make sure that not only myself, but Junya, Hideo, and most certainly Sho were able to walk out of there.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
Sho takes a step forward. If you saw everything that I saw, you'd know that one big thing separates you and her. Well, many, many big things, but I think one of the reasons that I feel so bad is she was left with no one, really. And look at this. Sho motions around. If things ever get hard, if you ever need to crawl through the muck, don't forget that there are people out there, like Buru, who will just give you a house.
I mean, there's more than a house. It's right by the river, really nice. There's a bunch of the cabbages.
Her hair wiggles a bit. I might be able to sell it for a lot then, thank you.
Yeah, the cabbages are ruined probably by now. That damn goat, I bet it got in.
She laughs a bit. Thank you. Again. We should probably go, though.
Yeah.
I don't think, we might be able to get back to that camping site. Maybe the animals are back.
Oh, yeah. One last thing I figure.
As Junya is passing by, a katana is pressed into his chest.
That was hers. You can decide what to do with it. Sword painter.
She steps back again and sees Hideo just kind of like lurking back here. Sorry for making you wait.
Don't worry about it.
Junya tugs on. He just takes a hold of one end of the scarf until she walks far enough that it's like, and it's like.
Yep, no, she hits her maximum distance.
What? I don't know what you saw, but... Now he kind of considers the katana. What do you think she would want done with this?
Show smiles at that. I think she'd want you to carry it in a way that she couldn't. And I mean this in the most flattering way possible. But, I think you could do it... I think you could do it more beautifully than she could. Not because of who she was, but because, well, where she was.
He squares himself up a bit. You're just saying that because you think I'm going to rise to that like some silly challenge.
Yes,
You're right.
Both of them nod. She then grabs the end of the parasol, making Junya hit maximum distance.
Something is impeding my...
No, hold on. If you're going to use that, I'll teach you how, because she takes a step forward. I saw a lot, and, I think I want to write it down. So, I'll teach you how to use that. She pulls out a book. And a quill, if you teach me how to use this, okay?
I shall provide a world-class instruction.
She beams at him.
I am entirely confident that you shall do the same.
I mean, technically I've been lots of places, so yeah. She straightens up. I think she'd like that. For both of us.
As they come back, Buru gives a little jab into Hideo's shoulder.
Nice work back there, Master Swordsman. Some act.
Oh, it's no act.
Oh, I noticed. Nice work.
Sumie kind of perks up. All right, I'm gonna try carrying the cart.
Ooh.
I gotta get better at it. It's gonna. She pulls forward and it just. I can do it. Just please move so I can. I can
you're
really
right.
get, like,
My
okay.
apologies. Come
Thank
on.
you.
You can do
Yeah.
it. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want something to help you out, Sho pulls out the pepper.
If you want something
that's
to
actually
help,
some good
if you
motivation.
want something to help you out, this pepper literally killed me.
This pepper ended my entire life.
Buru,
Yeah,
you get up the stairs.
You got it. He grabs the back end and lifts it.
just keep going forward. I'll follow. There
All
you
right.
go, kiddo.
Yeah, and she takes it and then you move it over the bridge and then just kind of get it all sorted. You pass by. The spirits seem to twist and turn around you, dancing about before separating. With that, you cross the bridge and once again move off. The third arm has been defeated. Another one remains. Yet the thoughts of that arm are not on anyone's shoulders right now. Instead, the thoughts of night wind chills, dancing spirits, and legacies of those who deserved better in their life. As you leave, the spirits take one last dance around Yuko's grave. A figure, stepping through the door, sliding it open,
Hell yeah.
moves in and takes a step. Okay. He steps forward. Hey, in here? Hey, buddy! Come on, pal. He exhales from his throat slightly, his voice emanating through the room silently. Damn. He kind of moves through. Hey, there's been a change of plans. Are you... He stops a bit. Moves forward, kind of inspecting the equipment, just looking around. What is... He kind of arcs over and sees a battle plan already drawn up. Oh. Shit, he already got to it. Damn. He kind of scratches his chin a bit. I gotta head to the forest, so what the hell's... I need to tell him about... Suddenly, another voice rings through. You need to tell me about what? Huh? He turns, surprised. He, a master of intrigue, of foreign courts, truly one who is unrivaled by any in his league, and yet still, the man's presence snuck up on him. He stands in the night sky still. What is it that you're here for? The figure, Mr. Gray, kind of steps forward just another step. Don't scare me like that, you bastard. He silently watches. Below him are fires of his troops, the bonfires of his army assembled under the pagoda, under the castle keep, preparing for war. Hey, we gotta get things moving, well, I was gonna say you'd have to speed things up, but, well, it already seems like that you're doing that, right? Yes. But why exactly did you want me to speed up anyways? Well... 2 of the arms are dead, and I have a feeling that a third one's about to go too. So, we need to get things in operational order. All the arms need to start mobilizing. We can't keep waiting. We can't keep waiting for the last key. We just have to get moving ahead. Which means, I have to get moving with my army. Do you intend for me to attack the capital? He kind of, rubs his head. You'd probably lose if you attack the capital by yourself. Take an easier target first. Just draw the armies out a little bit. I have an idea. I might be able to strike close while the guards are gone. I just need to get into the capital, just for one last little piece, okay? And I'd love it if you could just make it a little bit easier on me. He kind of looks. Oh, of course. Easier on you. He stops for a moment. His eye turns back, a singular green eye emblazoned on his head, the other one cut out long ago. He stares. It is always about you, isn't it? Gray stops for a moment. What the hell's that mean? He stares. That single eye seems to pierce through all the deceptions on Mr. Gray's face. He kind of gets a more serious expression, frustration growing. Hey, buddy, I don't care if you don't trust me. You got a job to do. You trust Jagara, don't you? God, why the hell are you even with us if you're not going to do your job? He stops for a moment, and then turns once more to his assembled armies. I have reasons I have no desire to tell a foreign snake. Gray kind of looks. Suit yourself. Get your army ready. They're probably going to be coming here next if they found Yuko's journal. God damn it, he scratches his head. Told her to destroy that. Fuck. He kind of rubs his head a bit, his matty hair there, and starts moving ahead. He leaves, heading out of the pagoda. And, in the end, the man stares at the moon. With that, he takes one step inside, moving back into the light. And he leaves the balcony behind him. The legendary swordsman, Psycho, prepares to mobilize.